You want an inside story? I guess I can tell it today. I spent the night at the White House with President Clinton, and I slept in the Lincoln bedroom, and I didn't pay a cent.
That's right.
Remember when they were renting it out to get fundraising? You could go sleep a night in the Lincoln bedroom, and I suppose pay them $50,000, and then you can say you did it, right? Well, yeah. I actually did it, and because the president at the time, Bill Clinton, and we were going to play golf the next day. Well, it turned out we couldn't. We got trapped in business of government, and it never happened. But I spent the night with him that night. And if you recall, at the end of Clinton's term, he tried to get peace in the Middle East.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what he wanted for his legacy.
Yeah.
That was what he was hoping for. And so he's sitting there with me. Now, you got to bear in mind, he's talking to the independent former Navy SEAL. And we generally solve problems through massive explosions, if I can use that type of terminology.
Yeah.
That's how we deal with problems in that area of the world, of being a member of SEAL team. Anyway, that aside, the president lays it all out for me in the Middle East. And in layman's terms, what he says to me is this: it's all about one mound of dirt. It's about one mountain over there. But here's the deal. The Israelis think it belongs to them. The Palestinians believe it belongs to them. And guess what? The two religions they both have agreed they'll never wreck it. They won't do nothing to it. They'll cherish it and all that. But neither religion will allow the other religion to be in control of it. So therefore, knowing with that understanding, you're never going to get peace, because when do religions ever compromise? Never. So you got two religions that won't compromise, fighting over the same piece of dirt, over a mound of dirt over there. And you know what I said to the president? My son just dies when I say this.
Oh, no.
I looked at the president, I said, and the president said to me, "Governor, what would you do?" And I said, "Well, Mr. President, it truly sounds like a very simple thing to me. It sounds to me like child psychology." I said, when you have two children fighting over the same toy, you know what you do?
I do.
You remove the toy.
Remove the toy.
And then they don't have nothing to fight over. If the toy gets removed, you don't try to reason with them.
No.
Because it ain't going to work with kids fighting over the same toy. You got to get rid of the toy. So I looked at the president and said, why don't you simply call in a massive airstrike, blow this thing off the face of the earth? We'll claim our computers screwed up. We'll apologize 50 times over. And 5 years from now, they won't have nothing to fight over anymore.
Oh, Lord.
Well, there's what you get if you contact a Navy SEAL about how to just take care of a problem.
If I didn't know any better, I would have thought Henry Kissinger was talking just now.
Well, okay, let's look the other way. You can laugh at that, but what do you got that's going to work?
No,
Nothing.
You're right.
Nothing, because you got two religions fighting over the same thing. And why do you think I'm an agnostic atheist?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
there's your example, because 90% of all your wars end up being religion based. One person worships God different than another person, so let's kill them.
Yeah.
And that's a big part of the tragedy. The other side of this tragedy too is the fact that, I keep seeing this and kind of buried under every headline and buried under all of this is this strange fascination we as human beings. I wish I could say it's just a U.S. issue, but it clearly it isn't. We believe horribly violent that somehow violent revenge is the answer to every problem.
Yeah.
Is that if we're wronged in some way, whether if someone attacks us or if someone does this, then okay, we are justified to go and then violently attack somebody back. And you see that on a personal level, you see that on a national level, you see that on a global level. And I think until we get out of this mentality that somehow violence justifies violence, because all that does is it creates a terrible cycle.
Yep.
You know, the more bombs you drop on a community, that's not going to make them suddenly throw up their hands and say, oh, you're right, we were wrong. Or, oh, you know, all it does is it creates more terrorism. It creates that endless cycle of violence that we're seeing perpetrated today over and over and over again, especially with what Israel is doing to Palestine right now.
Ty, you're making the case that I've been fighting my entire life. Because when I got trained as a Navy SEAL, you know what our genre was? We don't get mad, we get even.
Right.
And that's the problem.
And see, I got brainwashed into that. You know, and so it's taken me a lifetime really to break loose from that thought process of because that's how the SEALs are. We don't get mad, we get even.
Because here's the other problem with that too, is that when you condition, let's say, a soldier or as a society that no matter what happens, you must retaliate violence to violence. When you condition a society to do that, what that does is that then allows bad actors, that allows the fascists of the world, that allows people who are seeking to take control and manipulate and do all that, because if they can get the public behind them, hey, we got hit, now we got to go hit back stronger, harder, right? We saw that take place with Iraq in post 9/11. You know, so when you see that kind of having that mentality in society is where you see these kind of power monger types come in and then use that to manipulate the public. And that's where the real danger comes in, when you have societies around the world conditioned to believe that the only way to answer violence is more violence and even worse violence. It's never going to solve the problem at the end of the day, because for every person that you kill, there's a mother, a father, a sister, a brother who is going to then want revenge for their loved one lost. And that just continues to create that endless cycle. Yeah.
You think the United States might have learned that lesson so far in fighting this concept called terrorism?
No, not at all.
It's not profitable. Peace is not profitable. But I mean, that's the truth. It's not profitable. But we were even taught, like, as somebody who was raised from white Ashkenazi Jewish Western post-Holocaust fear-based mentality, we were taught that Arabs hated us and wanted to kill us and wanted to eradicate us, and that when they say things from the river to the sea, what they're talking about is a genocide against Jews. And we were literally taught that they hate us and want to kill us. So we go into this, like, we're raised already feeling on a defensive, waiting for violence, being in this sort of victim mentality.
That's sad. That's sad, because it's like, until we as a society, all societies around the world, grow beyond this idea of leading with hate, that you know, and leading with everyone's out to get you, or everyone's going to try to kill you at some point in time. Like I said, that's on a community level, a national level, global level. We tread in fear as a human population. You know what I want? I want something even simpler. All these people that claim to be religious, when are they going to act it?
Yeah.
I mean, there isn't a religion out there that, and I'm not an expert on religion, but to my knowledge, there's not one out there that doesn't tell you that killing is wrong.
Right. No, they all have the right concept.
Yeah. I mean, they all tell you, excuse for using mine, but thou shalt not kill.
Yeah.
You know, that's a universal thing. And I think it's absorbed by every religion, no matter what it is. You don't kill your fellow human beings. So why did they give all these exceptions?
So are you saying that
why is it you get an exception? Well, it's not written in stone. No, as the military, you can go kill. Yeah. If you're part of the military, it's okay to go kill.
So if you were president of the United States right now, or a candidate for president of the United States, are you saying that you would say we need a ceasefire and an end to the occupation? Are you saying that you would say that? I would. Yeah, ceasefire. You're damn right. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They can't say that. They can't say those words.
Because to me, again, violence to violence. What revenge is going to solve? What they did to the Israeli people was unconscionable. What happened, but solving it by killing thousands more of innocent individuals who had nothing to do with it and are poor, poverty-stricken, and kids and all that stuff. No. You're talking to a Vietnam veteran here. I've seen it. I've experienced it. I know, remember when we started carpet bombing Southeast Asia? When Nixon came in and said, oh, yeah, we're going to pull the troops out, but we're going to replace it with carpet bombing.
It's so cowardly.
Cowardly. All of it is. All of it is. And, I'll tell you what I would do as president. You want to know what Jesse Ventura would do as president?
Here we go.
No. This is a good one. I would work. Now, again, remember, I learned this as a governor. You can't pass a law. Only the legislature can. But as president, I would work. I want to see a new law put into place where, first and foremost, let's start going back to the Constitution and forcing Congress to declare war.
Yes, they've tried to bring that back.
Can we go back to that type of thinking, go back to the document that matters? And Congress declares war, right? And so let's go back to that. But here's what I want to do. Anybody in Congress, if they're going to declare and send us to war, anybody who votes to go to war or to votes for violence has to pre-designate a family member who when that vote takes place, that family member must begin immediate military service.
Thanks for watching. If you want to support our mission to transform politics into service, please like this video, subscribe, follow us on social media, and consider joining our Patreon, where you'll get early access to our interviews as well as other exclusive content. Links are in the description. Peace out.